Hey y'all, I'm going to talk about trucker language. Let you in on the language we use between each other, verbal and non-verbal. If you've not been around trucks, or you're new to being around trucks, you may not have picked up on all of this yet, but we have different terminology, ways of communicating that don't always make sense. I'll start with the non-verbal. Mostly that's lights. If you're on the highway, pay attention to the trucks around you. You'll see them communicating using lights, for the most part. You'll see things like, say I'm a slower truck and there's a truck that is passing me. He's not going that much faster than me. Maybe he's got some traffic behind him. When he has gotten past where it is safe to come over, I will dim my headlights. Rookie mistake, don't flash your high beams, because the guy is looking in his mirror and you're gonna blind him. Please don't do that. Dim your headlights. If you don't have, like I have a button on my steering wheel, somewhere a switch on the dash. You don't have one of those? Just turn the headlight switch to marker only. But please, or do nothing. But please don't flash high beams. Those have a meaning. Say he's passed me. He's signaling to come over. I see something that is a hazard to him that he doesn't see maybe. If the car beside him has jumped over and is trying to pass him on the right, I'll hit my high beams. That means it is not safe to come over. Stay in your lane. So once all that's done with, and they've moved over, you'll see them blink their lights. On my truck blinks all of them. Some trucks just blink the ones on the top. Some, that's not wired right, so they'll flash their four-way flashers real quick. But it all means thank you. If you pass a truck and they are madly dimming their headlights, that means your headlights aren't on. Turn them on. This drives me crazy. At least twice a night. If I'm driving through the night, at least twice a night. See cars with no headlights on. They got daytime running lights, the dash is lit up, they think the lights are on. No. Nobody else can see you. I've had it where they don't have daytime running lights. I lose that car. It's beside me, can't see where. Can't move over, I'm gonna run them off the road because I can't see them. So if they're madly dimming their lights or madly flashing their high beams, your lights aren't on. Now we'll move on to verbal communication. Some industry slang, which has come from many years ago. Some make sense. Four-wheeler makes sense. Simply a car, light truck, four wheels. It's not an ATV. Things that may not be so obvious. Bear. A bear is some kind of law enforcement. Now that breaks down into different kinds of bears. You've got your full-grown bear, state trooper, OPP, Quebec. I believe it loosely translates to highway patrol, but I don't know how to pronounce the name that they put on the side of the car. The rest of Canada, it's RCMP. It could also mean a U.S. Marshal, but that's not really. I think in all my time out here, I've seen one with a marked car. You've got a county mountie, which is a sheriff or a deputy. Local yokel, that kind of explains itself. You may hear things like bear in the grass or the bushes are alive. That term isn't used so much anymore, but that just means there is a cop hiding in the bushes where you can't see until you've already passed and now it's too late. Or they're taking pictures. Again, not really used anymore. You used to hear, comb your hair, they're taking pictures. That would just mean they're running a radar trap. Now it's, there's a bear here sitting in the middle, shooting you in the face, or shooting you from behind. That just means, as it sounds, right? As you come around the corner, there he is with his radar gun to get you. Nothing you can do, because as soon as you come around that corner, he's already got you. We'll go back to Summersville, West Virginia. I talked in the video earlier about that, where they'll sit at the bottom of the hill where you may not be able to see them, and they'll get you as you're coming down the hill. There's a diesel bear, which is, U.S. mostly calls them DOT. In Ontario, MTO, Ministry of Transportation. In Quebec, they're part of, I think they're part of the same highway patrol. I don't know the exact term. They also get called CVSA, CVSE, but they're all grouped under the same umbrella, which is basically commercial vehicle safety. And they're the ones that are out there that's gonna weigh you and inspect your truck and make sure you're all legal for the road and everything like that. You've also got Evel Knievel, which is motorcycle cop, or a bear in the air. Now they've got, helicopter, they're in a plane, something like that. Chicken coop. Chicken coop is a weigh station, inspection station, as they're sometimes called. Ontario uses the term inspection station. But, that's a permanent fixed weigh station, is a chicken coop. They're called chicken coops because it used to be, way back, the actual building where the weighmaster would be with the scale, because the scales used to be all mechanical, was about the size of a chicken coop. That's where they got the term chicken coop. And what you'll want to hear if you listen to the radio is that the chicken coop has got the big word out. I mean, it's closed. Or you'll hear, they're rolling you through. They're checking ground pressure. Those are interchangeable. They just mean they're checking weight. That's all they're doing, is checking weights. And then you'll have they're working hard, which means they are actively pulling trucks in for inspection. And it's one officer, maybe it's several, but they are actively inspecting. As to why bears are in chicken coops, I can't answer that. I don't know. I don't know where the term bear came from. Gator. Not to be confused with the green reptile, but they do bite. So you don't want to encounter one the hard way. A gator is a strip of recap tire that has come free and is laying in the road. If you hit one, it will do damage. I've seen them rip out air tanks, bust brake valves, air springs, which is the airbags that the truck rides on for suspension. All kinds of nastiness. If you're in a car, good luck. Don't hit one. You won't go over it. It'll catch you somewhere underneath. Avoid it. Zipper line. Zipper line is the white dotted line that runs down, between the lanes. It's pretty self-explanatory. Mustard and mayonnaise are the white and yellow line. That's the term for that. Big road is a freeway, usually an interstate, or in Canada you've got the 401. Any 400 series highway in Ontario is, the big road. A double nickel now doesn't really apply anymore. Trucks used to be limited to 55. They still are in California. You hear that, California? Stop it. Still limited to 55 in California, but they used to be limited 55 everywhere. They're not anymore, but it used to be known as the double nickel, doing 55. You do a double nickel on the big road. On to more fun terms. Lot lizard. Well, you hear on the radio, where them working girls at? Yeah, those are truck stop prostitutes. Pickle Park. Pickle Park is a rest area or a truck stop where you would go to find a lot lizard. Now, there are still a lot lizards out here, but they are rare now. For the most part, in 7 years I've seen 3. I've seen more beggars, people coming around, hey man, I ran out of gas, I'm just trying to get home. No, yeah, you've ran out of gas 2 years ago. There was a group of girls in Elkton, Maryland. That's the Elkton, Maryland, at the Flying J. I bet if you go there now, they're still out of gas. They're just trying to get home to Florida or something. Other things like Flying Hook, which is a Flying J truck stop. That comes easy. If you look at, especially the older signs, the J looked like a hook. Greasy Spoon is a old, run-down truck stop restaurant. Nowadays, I'd be grateful for a Greasy Spoon. Sure, it still beats fast food. I mean, there's still a few I will not go to. Of all the places I've been to as far as food goes, there was one in Bath, New York. I can't remember the name of the restaurant, but it was a Sunoco truck stop. And I had with me at the time a guy that was riding with me from our terminal in Guelph, Ontario, and he was going to pick up a truck that I had left because it had broken in Hunterdon, somewhere in New Jersey, northern New Jersey. And he was new. He had just been hired, just got his license, just went through the training with a trainer, and they had determined that he was good to go out on his own. So I was taking him to pick up the truck that I had left because it had broken down and it was going to be down for a while. And I brought him to this Greasy Spoon. We order and we get our food, and I pick a piece of wood, like splintered wood, out of my coleslaw, and a bug, like an earwig, ran across his plate. We just got up and left. Didn't say a word, just got up, left. I had never been back there. It closed, I would say, a few months after. So I imagine that I wasn't the only one having the same kind of problems. That is everything I can think of. If you've heard of something that I haven't, leave that in the comments down below. I'm curious to hear what you've heard and I haven't. Until then, I am the only one out here tonight. I found a selfie stick jammed in the truck. Lucky me. It is going to be a quiet night. You can see some stars, but rain is coming. I've looked at the forecast. Rain, I'm at the southern end of where the rain is going to hit sometime during the night. So once I get going in the morning, late morning, because I have 4 hours, 4.5 hours to drive, and I have to do that by 3 o'clock. So I'm not rushing in the morning, but I am going to see some rain, but I will not see a lot of it. I'm going to be mostly out of it. Maybe it'll all be gone by the time I actually get going. In the meantime, stay safe, and I'll see you out on the road.